So let's see. Yeah, it feels roughly similar to the High Elf matchup. I attend that with the High Elves, their missile units are a bit more scary, and with Dark Elf, that's more the cavalry or the those chariots with the big AP damage. Scourge runners, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Damn it! I'm an open book. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one yet, so. Yes. Good luck, have fun. Oh, well, if not on a dragon, that's new. Probably. Yep. Shit. Hate it when I lose my caster too fast. Oh, no. GG. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the difficult thing is I know the scourge runners are a big part of the problem, but I can't really do anything about them because they're pretty damn fast. Hmm. Right. Hmm. 92. Wait, I thought they were faster. Oh. Oh, no, it was the Dark Riders repeater crossbow that were 92 as well. Okay. Okay, so I can catch those. That's good to know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me have a look at that unit because I don't really ever saw that against me yet. What did you use? The Web of Shadows? Web of Shadows. Okay, so it does damage, slow. Okay. Hmm. What's that? Yeah, because like this scourge runners are good against infantry, but they're also good against large. And yeah, what are they not good at? Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. 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 Well, I kind of won them all, but that guy was, like he said, he was just coming back to Warhammer, so it was a bit rusty. Uh, he also didn't have Skirt Runner Chariots in the Dark Elf matchup. So, yeah. So, yeah, maybe not. It was good practice and getting to know certain stuff, but I think they weren't. I didn't get as much out of it as I may have wanted. Because as I suspected, the Scourge Runners are a bigger problem than whatever he brought. um, Currently, I don't. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Oh, wait. Can you not hear Logic's voice? What's going on? Stupid OBS.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
Can you hear him now, Maclock? Thanks for letting me know.
Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, the Mucky Lucky, the boy.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Cool.
Oh,
Thanks.
nice. Sorry about that, Mucky Lucky. I know you didn't want to hear me, but right. So,
So yeah, the Minotaurs and Troix and certainly need to go.
thinking how I can get Minotaurs in there whilst also bringing some really good units.
Yeah, I kind of think the Scourge Runner automatically means no Minotaurs as much as I want to bring them.
Yeah, I want to say you can.
Yeah.
But you can't. They just die so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me sad. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this. It's not necessarily going to win you anything, though. I think here you absolutely have to be wider than me. It's interesting. You could Spirit Leech it. Could you? Yeah, you could Spirit Leech the Chariots, maybe. It might be just a massive cost inefficiency, though. If you can get a Traitokin on those Chariots, it would be very good. Traitokin would destroy my Chariots.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Scream will help with the infantry. I can see this build doing better. I can see this build being a bit of a problem. I think you just had to go full rush at me. Full rush.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just could not kill Morga for ages. It took me forever to kill him. Forever, man. But yeah, he did stay alive, to be fair. You got summoned. You actually had 2 summons off, which was quite nice. And there was a pivotal moment in the game where you got me in the back.
Yeah, I rewatched the match where I was high elves against your when you were playing Beastmen.
Yeah.
Squeezing through those lines.
Yeah, it's really good if you can thin out the line, push it through, and then make it wider when it gets through. You can really punish some builds that way. Yeah, I would say maybe try something like this. See how you get on with it. Is this 30 gold? What is this? Maybe put it on a racer gold then.
Maklak is saying doggos and throwing axes are necessary for the chariot's purpose trading.
Yeah, so doggo certainly could be a way if you want to do them. So if you took poison warhounds, you certainly could. That they could do quite well there. So you could slow down the chariots, and then throwing axes can finish them off. I think the main thing, like, they'll die also if they get Centaurs on them. If Centaurs start fighting them, they will just die.
Yeah.
And so if the Razor Piggies get in there, the only thing is I've also got a cavalry that can charge down those doggos.
Yeah.
And I got some abilities and stuff that I can use to my advantage. No, this is a good point. It's a good point. I'll tell you what we can do. We can try this build.
Yeah.
And then if this doesn't feel any closer for you, then we can move over and do a Poison Warhound build where we'll drop the big boys, we'll drop the Razor Gore heads, and then we'll pick up some throwing axes for the tentacles.
Yeah. Cool.
Let me change to. So, what did you find difficult in this matchup?
Mostly neutralizing the threat of the chariots while also making sure my front line is doing what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
And interesting enough, if I would build against what you just brought, I think Thorax might be better because I can just stick Thorax and maybe even a Gorbel on Malekith from the start. That would force a micro on you on taking out the Manactors, while I could move in with a flank hopefully, but that's very build specific, so.
Yeah, I've made one quick change for the build. Just one. We'll see how it goes. But I think the chariots are tough, and I think also there's so much infantry to deal with. Yeah. There's just so much cost efficient infantry. I think the Gore herds are going to help you win in certain areas. Yeah, it's quite strange. I don't know why, but Dread Spears have more armor than Bleak Swords. I don't really know why. And also they have high melee defense. So I think over a long term, it's probably going to be better for you to fight the Bleak Swords with your Gore herds. I think that's just going to be better for you. Because fatigue, etc., is where you're going to see some changes from that aspect. Another key tip that I always try and teach when I'm coaching is that also, if you've got range tools, it's really good to look at those range tools afterwards. It needs a bit more analysis than just this, but I feel like if you have, say, 3 or 4 range tools and you have one of them getting 200 value, one of them getting 600, 900, 1200, it's really inconsistent across the board. Now that could be due to multiple things. That could be due to how you micromanage them, etc., whatever. But for example, if you go down to 3 and you find that they're all getting 7, 8, 900 each on average in total, I always find that means you're hitting more of a sweet spot for your range builds.
Okay.
That's in general what I found. I found that my builds become more consistent, especially with the range elements, right? At least that's what I found when I'm playing.
Okay.
I've put in one unit that I think you would probably see in most builds that I didn't have before, that I think is probably quite important to take.
Is that flying shooting regiment of renown one?
No,
Okay.
actually. This is... I've taken the Regiment of Renown Sisters. Sisters of Singing Doom.
What did they do again?
So they have Terror.
Yeah.
They also have Madness of Cain, and they're really good anti-infantry tools with Murderous Mastery and Frenzy. They have a secret ability that I won't tell you what they do, but they have a really nice ability that there's having Terror and that ability makes them really good. Makes them really good.
Okay, we shall see. Alrighty.
Yes. Nice summon there. I like that.
No, stay away from my caster. You really don't like my caster, do you?
Oh, I'm after it. Don't you worry about that.
Jeez. Shit, too late.
Wow. Nice. I was surprised it ended so early, but yeah, nice.
Really? Jeez.
Interesting. I think maybe Malekith could have soloed that. I think actually.
Sorry?
Hmm?
What did you say?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought Malekith could solo that, but yeah,
Mm.
that was a lot better though. That was a lot better. How did that feel this time?
Yeah, surprisingly better. The coming around with cavalry in 2 parts. I thought that would be harder to micro, but turned out alright. So you had less scourge runners. That also helped.
Yeah, I think your Goreheads performed relatively well. Yeah, they didn't really pay for themselves, but they got good kills. They did good damage. Your Destroyers of Drakor did well. As always, the Blackcon Ravagers did well, as we've discussed. Razorgores were allowed to do their bit.
Well, they did pay for the race course. Did pay for themselves. They're only 600.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, they did well.
Oh, I thought you said they didn't pay for themselves.
No. They did.
Okay, then I didn't hear you right. Sorry.
Centaurs are super strong. They should have broken like 4 times, but yeah, they did really well. 1.3 for the Bray Shaman, and Morgan just survived. I could not kill that Bray Shaman. Couldn't kill him.
Yeah, I did spend a lot of time protecting him, but
no, it's good. It's much better. Like before, when we started, I would have sniped him pretty comfortably, right?
Yeah. But it was kind of hard because the Scourge. I was trying to block the Scourge runners with infantry, but they just got mowed over. But at least it slowed them down enough.
And if you look at the size of the file as well, right? That was really really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually 1 tick away from getting another Soul Stealer, which I think would have changed the game. But
yeah. I was already taking pieces off of Malekith because I was like, oh crap! If he has another Soul Stealer, that's gonna be
yeah. Which was no, it was good.
Yeah.
But now you can see, like for example, only one of my Scourge runners got its value. One did really well, the other one really suffered.
Yeah.
You hopped on the cavalry nice and early, which I thought was great. Most of my infantry paid for itself. Did pretty well.
That's not really a surprise, though. They're really
no, and you
good.
can see. What the sisters do, which didn't really happen very much, which I was really annoyed about. The Madness of Cain is meant to rampage you.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of reduces your speed melee defense, and then it rampages you. But this has just got really good value though, so I'm not sad about it. But yeah, they did really well. So I think this is like a general build. I think your build is, I mean, in my opinion, a lot better. I think you had a lot of leakage of inefficiency coming from like. I think the throwing axes just don't do much for you here. I think they offer something, right? But they don't offer too much in the way of... there's nothing massively large and in charge that you absolutely have to bring throwing axes for.
Yeah. It's funny though, because when I was talking with other people, and even Moglok now in stream chat, it's always like, yeah, the throwing axes are really good, but on paper they are. But I guess...
Yeah, in practice, they're kind of shocking, really. The problem is that throwing axes, they can't shoot anything in the air. They just suck at that. They suck at that. People go, throwing axes for dragons. I go, okay. Anybody with any micro is gonna just dodge that.
Yeah. I think people underestimate how slow those throwing axes are.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is a very good build. I think I'm quite happy with this.
Mm-hmm. Even Moglok is saying, don't bother with the Chaos Hounds, judging how this went.
Yeah, no, 100%. What he's saying is totally right. I'm not doubting that at all. I think actually the alternative way could be drop the Razor Gores, take 2 Warhounds with poison, so you gain 150 each. That's 300 gold, and then you upgrade some of the Centaurs with that money to throwing axes. And I think still that would definitely bring some good value. The only problem becomes then.
If you charge down the dogs, that kind of falls apart then.
If I break the dogs, that plan falls apart. Additionally, if I don't bring Scourge Runners, then what do you do?
Yeah. True.
All right, so let's do. Oh, this could be interesting. Let's try something a little different. This is something I'm quite interested in to see how it goes. I don't know this answer, and I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued.
Hmm.
Okay, we'll do. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a different build for you. I am very intrigued to see how it goes.
Okay.
This is something even I don't know. I don't know actually if you saw. I don't know if you saw my build or not, but
yeah. Full melee infantry. Jeez.
I kind of wish you hadn't looked, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not changing my build though. I probably would have seen the massive amount of numbers.
Keep your approach the same. So
Yeah.
Vanguard, like you did last time, play it out. Let's see how it goes. Very intrigued to see how this goes, to see if this build still holds up against this. I would say this matchup is fairly Dark Elf favored. I think there's more. I think there's more you can do with the Dark Elves than you can do with
Beastmen,
with the Beastmen. But I think your build, the build you got there is probably not far off what I would choose. I think it's knocking on the door quite nicely. The Gorehides really shore up the front line for you. And then it really comes down to your cavalry play. This, however...
When building armies, one of the things I'm still usually very unsure of is how to build the melee core. So
the melee core comes down to, so for example, your melee, it really depends on your objective. So if your objective is to win with the cavalry, your melee needs to hold the front line so your cavalry can roam free and do what it needs to do. But if you have no chance of winning, where there's like an over-investment, so for example, Goreherds, you're paying an extra 150 gold each per unit, but here, they're very prevalent. They actually win in certain aspects for not much more of a cost increase. Whilst, however, if I was still winning with Bleak Swords for 450 and I was beating your Goreherds, you'd go, oh, I'm not that bothered then. I probably wouldn't invest. You just take cheap infantry and try and win with like your cavalry or your monsters or whatever it might be. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's certainly the way that I view these matchups. Oh, these Dark Elves are so...
Emo.
So yeah, yeah. Oh man, they
Malekith.
love it.
Malekith
love
F
it.
Lords.
Yeah, man.
Right. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, so you're now like super wide, and as am I. Do I think this is a game playing army? I don't think so, but I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. Good, you're protecting your lord well.
The caster,
I'll
yeah.
show you here,
Yeah. Nope. That's our losses.
Yeah, GG's.
GG.
Still, very, very good game. Very, very
Yeah.
good, long, decent game. I really must say something that I think you have done and grown so much on is protecting your caster. I am having to fight to get this guy, man.
Yeah. I slipped up in the first game, but after that it went pretty well.
Yeah, no. So I wondered how this build would do if I did a Witch Elf push.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, Witch Elves, yeah, they're pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good. I also consider Black Heart Corsairs. You can see one of them got 1,350. That's just because they're all anti-infantry and they were butchering
Yeah.
Morga. So even like just because you got like Morga is really like it took me forever to chop him down, but
True.
you know they got there. I think you can see here just a really mouth breathing infantry push can be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
I have no mobility apart from Malekith. Yeah, it can still be really hard to try and beat a build like this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I think throwing axes could do well because, of course, I have no ability to stop it.
Yeah.
Which is why you will always bring cavalry. But I was interested to see how this would do, and you can see that Witch Elves, Black Hawk Corsairs win the front line, but then it's pretty 50-50. Like the Hellebronite, the Dread Spears, they'll beat Goreherds pretty comfortably. However, Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, they'll lose, I'd say, on average against the Goreherds, but they'll beat Ungles. They'll beat Ungles, but the Ungles are there to tie them up, do damage, etc. But no, 3 very, very good games, great practice. I think this is a rough build you can definitely work with, and I think if you play strong, I think that this build will do you very well.
Yeah, just kind of build roulette, I guess, because when people grab a build like you just did, it's kind of no way.
But for me, the reason why this is favored for example, the Dark Elves is in the build roulette. Dark Elves win most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the reason why this is like not Beastmen favored is the Beastmen have to predict almost where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And my strategy for that is, and what I teach my students is that you can't build for everything.
Nope.
You need to go with a game plan. You need to do that game plan. And if you didn't build correctly, you didn't build correctly. You weren't going to win anyway.
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes sometimes. And that is
Mm-hmm.
a fundamental flaw of the game in itself. But it's still you played very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
That second game was our longest game we've ever had, which was really good. It's got to be as well. That this final game we had has also got to be up there, one of the longest games we've ever had.
Uh,
Yes, we had one last week that was 211. 230 week before. Yeah, some good games, man. Really good games.
yeah.
That's good. So do you have any questions in regards to this?
Thanks, McCluck. Um,
What does
yeah,
Mudclug think? What's he saying?
he's agreeing on this build. And he's going to take notes on protecting the caster.
Yeah, no, he has enough mobility that he can get away, get around, and every game he's roughly got about 1.2 to 1.3 value for
Yeah,
you, which
yeah.
just shows that he's comfortably. I mean, he's costing you what 800 gold.
Yeah.
He's paying for himself very comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think actually in the last game I probably should have done. I started with the Trader King, but I probably should have been doing Brace Screams the entire time.
it really depends. Yeah, it really depends.
Unless you
And I
overblob
think
up, but yeah, that's not going to happen
the
with
more
you.
the more comfortable you become with your caster there as well, if you're good at getting it into combat, getting it out of combat, the jagged. Oh no, sorry, I forgot. Jagged dagger. They changed it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Jagged dagger used to give, I think, one of the most power reserves in the game. Its
Mm.
only downfall is the fact that you had to engage it in melee.
Yeah.
But now it gives no power reserves anymore, so it's
Mm-hmm.
useless. Okay. Um, One thing that could also be quite decent, so like Traderkin overcasting it is really good. I'd say if you're going to
Mm-hmm.
try and use it and you've got a good blob, always overcast.
Yeah.
I'd say for you, outside of that, yeah, I think, mate, I think it's looking really good.
Yes. Yes.
So the question is, where do we go next? So for you and me, where is our list of what we've completed? We had a list, right?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's write this down now.
Yeah.
So completed.
We did Dark
Yep.
Elves, Greenskins, High Elves,
Dark elves, high elves.
Greenskins.
Yeah. Yep.
We did. Yeah, we did corn and dwarves as well, but then we were still also doing a mix of land battle and domination.
Let's just stick with what we've done for land battles,
Yeah.
I would say. Land battles. So we've done Dark Elves, High Elves, Greenskins. We've done more than that.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What else have we done?
Tomb Kings.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. It might have changed since the patch, but I don't think so. I think those Tomb Guard Halberds were a nightmare. Did we do Ogre Kingdoms? I feel like we did, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yes. Ogre Kingdoms. I'm checking if we've done anything else here.
No, those. I think the rest was all when we were still doing a mix between domination and land battle.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like
Okay.
dwarves, lizardmen, corn.
So here, so Dark Elves, High Elves, Greenskins, Tombskins, Ogre Kingdoms. Okay, decent
Yeah.
start. Where would you want to go next?
I'm not sure actually.
Is there anything you play against consistently?
No, yeah.
Is there anything you don't know anything about?
Um, I'm trying to think of what factions I've played a lot that aren't also overtuned. Because, obviously Slanesh, Vampire Counts, and Warriors of Chaos are really good, but I'm kind
Slanesh has
of.
been nerfed considerably, I
Yeah,
would say.
but when I look at the tournament scene, it's still mostly global bans on Slanesh
Yes.
and Vampire Counts, so Warriors of Chaos. Those are usually the three, so they're played a lot, but the downside is when they never get changed, then it's kind of wasted time. So I'd rather do other matchups first. Maybe Norska. I see that played quite a bit, and haven't really had success against those.
Okay, so next, let's go Norska. Anything else that's on the cards?
Damn. Not sure actually.
I think the Empire could be a good one.
Okay, yeah, let's do Empire then.
Maybe something like Kislev, the Beastmen,
Mm-hmm.
Wood Elves. Could be some good ones.
Sure.
I think Zinch could be a bit of a problem child.
Okay.
Let's put Zinch in. I think Zinch
Yeah.
could be a real problem child. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go Norska, the Empire, Zinch, and we can just
Cool.
do those in any order.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions towards the Dark Elf matchup today? Or are you pretty confident with that now?
Yeah, I think I know what I need to know about that matchup for now. Because there's only so much I can do in that matchup as well, of course. So.
Yeah, so one extra little tidbit. Sometimes with some Beastmen players, from what I've seen, they will bring some Ungol Raiders to deal with Witch Elves. So they can shoot them.
Yeah.
But certainly it hasn't been a thing in the past that I have seen. I think Malekithoni's Dragon is a bit of an inefficiency here. I just don't think it's needed. In our first game, I simply took the only spell I took was Soul Stealer. That's all I needed. I think what you'll mainly see is you'll see 8 units of a combination of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Probably some chariots or some Witch Elves. Not many people bring Black Heart Corsairs, to be fair. I like them. I think they're very good in this matchup. Yeah, that's probably roughly it, I think.
Well, I wouldn't give for having normal gore herds with anti-infantry as well.
But yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, good stuff today.
Yeah.
I will see you next week with some Norska.
Yes. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.